Action figures have gotten way too expensive. Did you know that a Marvel Legend by Toy Biz back in 2005 was $8.99, and if it were released today, it would have been $14.80. You know what a regular old Marvel Legend costs now? $25. Over $10 more than what it would have cost if Toy Biz had released it. Action figure prices are always a hot topic among collectors because you get one set of people who remember the way things used to be and recognize these prices have really gotten out of hand. And on the other hand, you get people who never knew any of that life. So they look at the prices now and they wouldn't know one way or the other. And then you get other people who collect boutique action figures and nothing they say matters anyway. The price of Marvel Legends action figures after Hasbro picked up the license increased immediately from $8.99 to $9.99, and then before long the price increased to $14.99, and it wasn't long after that until the price increased to $19.99, where it stayed for quite a while actually, until the pandemic hit, and then the price went up to $22.99, and then finally $24.99, which has held pretty steady since then. Of course, the real troubling part about these price increases is that as soon as they happen, they never ever go back down. And honestly, why would they? Because if collectors demonstrate that they're willing to pay the price at that price point, there's no incentive for Hasbro to lower the prices. But besides that, let's talk about the contributing factors to these relatively high price points. Obviously, there's inflation, and this is a big one because it makes the price of everything go up, not just action figures. So, whether we like it or not, eventually the price is going to rise and we're going to be paying for it. Ironically, inflation keeps going up, but wages just keep staying the same. Funny enough, that is one big reason why there's so many insufferable collectors these days. Lower socioeconomic collectors got pushed out of the hobby because they just couldn't afford it anymore with the increased prices, while the wealthier ones stayed, and it shows. Another reason is the increased quality. There's a lot of engineering, a lot of sculpting, a lot of design work that goes into making these action figures, and they've become a lot more consistent in recent times than they were back in Toy Biz's heyday. You might say there's not as much experimentation as there was back when Toy Biz was doing their thing with Marvel Legends, but you do find that Hasbro's work tends to work more often than it doesn't. It's not all that often you hold a Marvel Legend in your hand and say that this is absolutely awful. There's some that aren't as good as others, but there's not that many you would say are complete trash. If you don't believe me, go and look at the women of Marvel Legends back during Toy Biz's day versus the women of Marvel Legends now. Tariffs placed on products will immediately cause the price to jump, because companies are not going to just eat the cost, they're going to pass that cost on to the consumer. One way or another, Hasbro is going to get their money, and if we have to pay more to pad their bottom line, that's what's going to happen. There's also the matter of licensing fees, which I'm not sure how much of a dent that really puts in the price of Marvel Legends, considering that Hasbro owns G.I. Joe and Transformers, and they're about the same price point for various releases. Although it's worth mentioning that G.I. Joe and Transformers do have more resources devoted to them, and they have better sculpts across the board versus a lot of Marvel Legends releases, which tend to be somewhat generic sometimes. Although, to be fair, Marvel Legends has gotten a lot better recently, so the line is getting a little bit blurred regarding all of that. Market demand has played a role in the price of Marvel Legends, believe it or not, because there was a time when Spider-Man action figures were priced a little higher than general release Marvel Legends. In some cases, $28 or even $35, like the Gamerverse Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man was. Recently, though, they've started putting out their deluxe action figures at a higher price point of around $65, while deluxe releases, which are more or less regular action figures with a lot of accessories, have been released around the $40 price point. It wasn't that long ago that action figures like Hulk, Thanos, Apocalypse were all released around $30. And if we go back to Toy Biz's day, Hulk, Apocalypse, Juggernaut, they were large action figures and they were all released as standard Marvel Legends, $8.99. But now there's no way you could walk away with an Incredible Hulk action figure for less than $45. The more expensive Marvel Legends get, the less I'm willing to spend. I remember I used to spend a lot more on Marvel Legends back when they were more affordable. And back in Toy Biz's day, I could buy an entire wave of Marvel Legends without feeling like I got ripped off. The price was right, so I felt like I got a good value while still getting a decent quality product. Now, the quality of the product hasn't increased so dramatically that it's worth over $10 more than what a Toy Biz action figure would be. So I don't feel like I'm getting as much value for my dollar as I used to. I used to get a Build-A-Figure part with a comic book and accessories along with the action figure. You don't get that anymore. Sometimes it feels like you're barely getting anything and you still fork over a bunch of dough. It used to be back in Toy Biz's day that Marvel Select was exorbitantly priced compared to Marvel Legends, but now Marvel Select is right around the same price point. Marvel Legends, though, sometimes I feel myself wondering where all the value is, because I don't always feel like it's in the action figure. Marvel Legends has gotten a lot more expensive over the years, and if the trend continues, I feel like a lot more collectors are going to bail than they already have. And it's too bad, too, because the Marvel Legends product at current times is actually very decent. $65 for a deluxe action figure is unreasonable at mass market retail. Even $25 for a general release Marvel Legend is a bit much at mass market retail. Well, Soulmates, what do you think of the price of action figures at mass market retail these days? DC Multiverse, Marvel Legends, etc. Do you feel like things are getting a little out of hand? Do you feel like things are pretty affordable right now? Do you think that it was better the way things used to be, or do you think that's going to get much worse? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you again soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.